I found out that my dad stole my identity to pay his bills and told me not to report it because it isn't that much. Now, he is panicking because I called the cops. When I went to get a pre-approval for a mortgage, I was told by the lender they wouldn't be able to give me a home loan because of the defaulted credit cards. They also said I couldn't get a loan from any lender because of it and gave me a sheet of paper explaining what I'd need to do to fix it. When I tried disputing the cards, one of which is already in collections, the disputes were closed as the debts were verified. I told my divorced parents about it, and their answers were wildly different. My dad said that these things happen and that I should be more careful with my social security number in the future. Seeing as I've always been thorough, that made me pretty mad. A few days ago, I casually told my dad I would have to file a police report for the credit cards. He told me I probably shouldn't do that because $15,000 isn't that much in the grand scheme. When I told him it kept me from buying a house, he said I could wait a few years until they fell off my credit report. He said it would only take another 4.5 years. When I told him I obviously couldn't wait that long, so I had to file the police report, he told me not to do it and to be more careful in the future. But when I went to tell my mom, she said she thought my dad might have something to do with it since his opening credit cards and her name had a part to play in their divorce. She told me he ran up about $50,000 in credit card debt on secret credit cards. I did not want to believe this because I didn't think my dad could do that to me. He panicked when I told my father I had already gotten the paperwork from the credit agencies. He confessed that he had opened the cards to pay for living expenses over the last year. He said his work slowed down slightly but he'd do what he could to help pay it off. He said it would ruin his life if he went to jail. I'm leaning towards going to the police anyway, but I didn't right that minute. I have everything in front of me today to make the report. I just want to make sure turning it over to the police is right, especially if I want to buy a house this year. Update: the process itself was pretty easy. I went to the police department, and the person at the front desk had me wait about 10 minutes before an officer came out. We talked for about 15 minutes, and he made copies of all the paperwork I gave him. He told me the case would be assigned to a detective on Tuesday and gave me a pamphlet they have about how to contact the credit agencies. I was given a report number and told I could use that to start disputing the accounts. A detective will follow up with me in the next couple of weeks. I asked what would happen to my dad, and the officer said it looked pretty clear-cut to him. But the charging decision is 100% with the state attorney's office. He said if they decide to pursue charges, he'll likely get a warrant put out for his arrest. He also said that if this is his first felony, he will probably get some sort of pretrial diversion under court supervision or probation. He probably won't go to jail for years, but if he gets picked up on a warrant, he will spend at least a little time behind bars. I've decided I'm okay with that because it's obvious he did this purposefully. He's never been arrested, so hopefully, this is a wake-up call for him. At the same time, he completely did this to himself. I'll update you whenever I learn more.